Hello, welcome back to my channel, All Things Women. Previously, we're talking about vision, and I did say that in my next episode, I'm going to explain how this vision carried me and how this vision is still sustaining me till date. Vision can serve as a guide. It did serve as a guide to me, and it can also be used to provide a sense of purpose. What does that mean? Like I said previously, you've got to tell yourself, or you've got to ask yourself, where am I going to? What do I attain? What do I intend to achieve? And looking at where you are presently or where you are going will give you this sense of purpose. That purpose is what you intend to achieve. What do you want your life to be? What do you want to make out of your life? I have used vision, and I am still using vision, because remember, each relatively small success that you achieve will help propel you to that bigger achievement, to your goal. So it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter where you're starting from. Just start small. The most important thing is taking that step daily towards your dream, towards your So, how did this vision sustain me? Like I said, right from when I was small, I knew where I was going to. I knew that where my family was, or the state of my family, or where I see around me, the environment, things I was saying, I didn't like it. So I keep telling myself that this is not where I want to be. My vision then was that I am going to go to university, and that I'm going to build a house for my family, because my parents were moving from one house to the other. I didn't like it. We kept on moving houses, and not just moving houses, there was, goodness me, there was loads and loads of troubles. And as a young girl growing up, I detested it. I detested each time having an argument or fighting with a landlord or a tenant. I detested us ending up going to court. Yes, I wouldn't say I have a lot of baggage, because I don't want to tag myself. No. But growing up, there was a lot of drama that was going on. I did not like it. So I had a vision. I had a purpose. I said to myself, this is not the life I want for myself. I detested it. And I was working daily. I was working so hard. Whatever I was given to do, I did it very well, because I said to myself, I've got to give myself the best. And if you want to give yourself the best, you've got to start working towards it. So the two things I said to myself, I'm going to go to uni, and when I finish university, I am going to make sure that I get a job and build a house, so that my family, especially my siblings, my parents, will leave the public yard. I never really liked it. I never liked it. Oh dear me. So those were my two visions. And I finally got admission to study, and I did my education. I did education in social studies. That was my first degree. When I left school, I didn't want to go back home, because going back home means going back to the old ways, going to sell. And my father, it's someone who doesn't care what you think or how you feel. It's someone that, as long as he said this is what's going to happen. And as long as you're living under his roof, you've got to do as he says, or else you'll be beaten. When I mean beaten, means beaten with bruises on your body. Seriously. And not just that, then you'll be thrown out. So I said to myself that I've worked hard, to get myself literally with the help of God through university. I've got to do my project to hand it in, and I've also got to get a job. But if I go back to my family house, I know I'm going to go back to the market and start selling again. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. People choose what they want to do. But I said to myself that I've worked hard. My parents to an extent, my mom particularly, she did her best, to support me while I was at uni. And I've seen other people that have gone to university, they come back to the market. They never left the market environment. They didn't. And I didn't like that because I kept asking myself, what is the essence of you going to university? After going to university, you've come back to do a petty trading. If it's a proper business, that's okay, that's cool. I love business. But coming back, to sell in the market, I felt that as a graduate, that shouldn't be what you should do. I felt that when you finish school, you go get a job. Even if the job might not pay as much as you wanted, but I feel it's a stepping stone. I feel that you can start small, then you build and build and build gradually and get to where you want to get to. Most jobs ask for experience, is they not? So you've got to find a way, even if they're paying you very low. You've got to start small, then get to where you want to get to. So I said to myself, I am not going back there. So when I finished school, I decided to hang out with a friend of mine then in Port Harcourt. And she, accommodated me, and I stayed there, finished my project. And as God may have it, I got this just 2 months job. It's a company that just opened and they're promoting the drink they were selling. And a friend of mine, shout out to you, Chichi, never forget you. So a friend of mine contacted me and said, would you like to come and do this? I said, yes, of course. So from a friend's house, I went, I did that. So Christmas time, I went home, I bought clothes for my sisters. I was happy because, I had some money to help. And January, I landed my second job, which, really transformed my life. I knew it was God. Thanks to Chichi again. She saw the opening and asked me to apply for that post, and I did apply for the post, and everything worked out for my favor, and I started working. And I never went back to selling again. You've got to say it, you've got to work towards it, and you will achieve it. So I started that job, and thank goodness that job helped me, kind of changed everything about my family. The job, God used that job to bless me. And through that job, I was able, to build a house for my family. Thank God for that. I was able, by God's grace, to help my younger ones, see them through schools. I was able to do a lot of things that I've done today. And when I've achieved those visions that I wanted, graduating, going to university, and building a house, I had to set another vision. That's one thing I want to talk about. As you grow in life, as you proceed, as you move further, you have different visions. When you attain or when you achieve a particular vision, you set another. Because as long as you are alive, you can't stop growing. You keep growing. So when I achieved these visions, those things that I set out, my goals, the main 2 goals that I wanted, I sat back and I asked myself, where are you going at this stage? What else do you want to achieve in your life? That was when I said to myself, I wanted to leave Nigeria to go and further my education. But prior to that, since I did education, I needed to do a postgraduate before my master's. So I enrolled, I did my postgraduate in international relations for a year. After that, I worked. It wasn't easy coming to United Kingdom, but I worked towards that vision. Having a vision doesn't mean that things gonna be easy for you. You have ups and downs in life. You have obstacles. You have things, a lot of things. It could be from a family. It could be from a friend. It could be even the economy of the world. You have those setbacks. But the essence of a vision is for you to remain focused. To remain focused. Your vision, it's your why. Why do you want to make a change? Why do you think that where you are or where you were then is not good for you to make that change? So when you have vision, when you have clarity of what you want, no matter the distractions around you, they're not going to deter you. They won't deter you because you're focused. You're working towards that vision. No matter what is thrown at you, you stand firm because you are seeing what people don't see. Your vision is something that propels you to greater heights. Many will not understand it. Many will not, remember, many will not run with your vision. It is your vision. It is your goal. It is what you would like to achieve in your life. So people might underestimate you. People might tell you that, who do you think you are? I heard that severally. Even from my own father, I heard that severally. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? You work so hard to get to where you are. You work so hard to achieve that dream. You work so hard to remove your family from where they are, to move them. You, only you, can decide to make that change. And when you make that change and you look back, you say, wow, how did I do this? So I just want to encourage somebody again today to say that life is not easy. It's never easy. I didn't find it easy. A lot of things were thrown at me. Honestly, there was a lot of abuse going on in my home. There was a lot of, oh God, physical abuse, domestic abuse, psychological abuse, financial abuse. Because it gets to a stage where if you're not done mistakenly as a child, you make a mistake. But my father is the type that if you make that mistake, you're punished by not going to school. Because he knows that I like school because I knew that my education is the first thing that will equip me to get to where I want to go. So no matter what is happening, I love going to school. So it's a punishment. So when you do something, you're punished. Not just you're beaten first. After being beaten, you chased out of the house. Then when finally maybe people comes to intercede or people, begs on your behalf and finally you come into the house, it doesn't end there. You will also stop from going to school. It's whenever he feels fine, whenever in his spirit he feels okay that you've been punished enough, he decides to say, okay, you can go to school. Why am I saying this? I am saying this because someone out there might be thinking that, oh, you've not gone through what I've been through. Oh, you're lucky. Oh, you don't have a clue. My dear, I have a clue. I have been through a lot. I have been through a lot. But I am saying to you, watching, listening to me, that no man can decide what your life will be, only if you give them the power. No man can tell you that you're useless. No man can tell you that you will amount to nothing. Only if you decide that you want to amount to nothing. People can say things to you. People can throw anything they want at you. But you've got to decide that this is not who I am. You've got to decide that this is not where I want to be. It has to come, that passion has to come from inside you. It has to come, it has to rise up from within you to say that this is not where I want to be. You've got to say the word first, then start taking action. Your action might not seem to be anything. You might not see any change. Take for instance, when you want to fill a bottle of water or a bucket of water, instantly the bottle of water or the bucket doesn't get filled up. Even when the water is dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping, it might not make any sense. It might not even look as though any water is dropping into the bottle or the bucket. But give it time. Give it time. Give it 24 hours. Give it 48 hours. Now give it 72 hours. You'll be amazed by the time you come back, that bottle is full. That bucket is full. That is how it is with us. You might find yourself in a place where you think it's so dark that you cannot see the light. Believe that you can make a change. Believe that someday you will see the light. It might not be instantly, but it's going to happen. Have faith. Remember, what is faith? Faith is the convictions of things hoped for and the assurance of things not seen. You've not seen it. It's like your vision. You've not seen it manifest physically, but because you have that mental imagination of it here, you can see it. When you close your eyes, you can see it. You can imagine it in your head. You tell yourself, this is where I want to be. But you're not there yet. And you work towards it. That is your faith. Vision is like having faith. Vision is like you believing. Even when you've not seen it. Even when, things are not in sync for you to say it. But you having that faith, that vision, that mental clarity of what you want, where you are going to. Then with time, you see things falling into place. You see things manifesting. And finally, you see people coming together to help you one way or the other achieve that goal, get to that destination. Thank you once again for listening. I am going to be talking more about myself. But like I said, this channel is basically all things women. So I think I'll talk about myself in an episode, then I'll talk about all things women, because a lot of experiences I've had in life is something I feel that I can share with people out there. It's something I feel that I can use to encourage somebody out there. I don't know who I'm speaking to, but I think my life experiences can uplift someone. So yes, I will be every Thursday talking about myself. Then every Monday, I will talk about women, all things women. So I believe I've also given you all watching a little bit understanding of myself. And that's why I decided to do this introduction, so that when I speak to you in the future, you can understand where I am coming from. Most of the things I talk about myself is my own life experience. Now, most of the things I'll be talking about women, also as a woman, my own experience, but mostly from educational point of view. And I'll be giving out links, and I'll be writing, names of authors or books that you might like to read about women. So tune in every Thursday to hear about my life experience, and tune in every Monday to learn about women. See you. Please do not forget to like and also to subscribe. Thank you for tuning in today. See you. Bye-bye.